got here is the brass nut on the end of here. This nut is 30 millimeters, and what I had to do was I took a piece of basically a bar and I stuck it right. You can see this part in the impeller right here. There's a flat edge there. I stuck a bar and it went from here over to here, and that braced this impeller so that I could get this broken loose. So you're gonna obviously turn it, you know, this way. So because of that, you know, it held the impeller in place, and I was able to crank on this with a bar and break it loose. It took quite a bit. So that's that. This is the water bearing sleeve, so you can take a look at that. It's pretty scored up. It's got all kinds of marks in it and stuff. So I've got a new one of those. And then we've got the impeller, and that comes off like so. That's got a keyed, it's keyed on there. So, okay, so the impeller's off. And now to show you the problem. So we've got everything out of here. Obviously, like, there's the intake, you know, we'll go up and look inside there a little bit. And, you know, the problem is this right here. See how much play there is there? There should be no play because it's being held by the coupler to the engine and that bearing. And so when I took this off and went like that, I knew there was way too much play, and that main bearing is out, which is why I've had the issues that I've had. So next is going to be the mechanical seal up in there, and I got to get a needle nose pliers and then do that. All right, so I'm going to attempt to do this and let you guys watch, but this isn't always. Man, this is a monster cotter pen. You'll notice everything on these is built huge. Jeez, this cotter pen. I got my little baby needle nose pliers. Dude, I don't see me getting that cotter pin through that hole. All right, time for a different pliers here. All right, I gotta say, I am liking the swim step today. All right, so a screwdriver is the way to go. I don't know if you can see, but if you can get in there with a screwdriver, then you can pry that away from the shaft, and then you can get onto it with the pliers, which I'm gonna do now. I still am doubting. I'm like, how's that actually gonna get through that? I mean, the hole can't be oversized, right? I'm gonna get a vice grips, and then I'm gonna squish that cotter pin down as far as I can, and then we'll pop it out and see what comes out of this thing. Although I think it needs to be up and down. That's not great for me. If the cotter pin is not vertical, then it needs to be. Because otherwise you can see it's gonna hit the pump housing right here. So I have to, I think I'm gonna put this nut on and try and just turn it a little. All right, well, that worked out. So what I did was I put the nut back on here, and then I tightened it down, you know, and was able to turn the shaft enough to, you know, put it vertical so I could get the cotter pin out. Then I had to just do a sharp tap on it this way to break it loose again. So I got away with it. I didn't know if I would, but I did. Let's get a vice grip and go ahead and crush this thing down, you know, that cotter pin down, and then we'll push that mechanical seal in there forward away from the cotter pin, see if we can get that thing out. All right, so I got my vice grips. I got them set, I think, to what I need, and let's see what happens here. All right, that's pretty good. All right, so now, moment of truth. Being very careful just to do the cotter pin and not anything else. So, all right, so we got it to move a little bit. So some tricks are getting leverage on this. So put a needle nose pliers through the end of the cotter pin, and then you can maybe do something with it. All right. Okay, I'm not gonna make you guys watch this. I'll pause the video and get this out, and then show you before I take the mechanical seal out. All right, so I've been working at this for a little while, and my solution is they sent me, Southern Jet sent me a new cotter pin. So I'm gonna cut this one so that I can pull each piece individually, because one of the pieces I hammered on the end of it and flared it out. So now I'm thinking I'm not gonna get either of them out if I pull them together, but if I take my little mini bolt cutters here and I clip it, I should be able to pull each piece out individually. Once I get the first little piece out, then I can pull the other one out because they'll have twice as much space. So that's my theory. So see how this, don't mind my head there. This thing's a beast. Oh my gosh. This is horrible. This thing is in about the worst possible spot it could be in. Oh my gosh. There is an access plate just above that. That's interesting. Oh, hello. Got a little rubber seal here. Apparently, I have new ones of those too. So that's not going to work. Back to the old drawing board. Man, that sucks. All right, so here's the cotter pen. Came out in two pieces. What I had to do is a little trick. Is I put a piece of foam around this. This is a hacksaw blade, and I was able to get in there after I pulled it out a little bit and saw it enough to, you know, just basically sawed it right there. And then I was able to pull one piece out, and then the other piece came out real easy. So now I'll move you around, and we'll into here, and we'll take the guts out of this together. So this is the, they call this a mechanical seal. I may need to move the shaft around a little bit as I do this, but I have never taken this stuff off, so I have no idea what to expect. So we've got, looks like we've got a spring. We'll just leave that on for now so we can see the order and everything. I don't know what else comes off of there. All right, so this is the mechanical seal. There's two parts of it. So we've got the cap, and which separated from the spring here. So that's these two. Shows up as that. So that's one piece of it. And we've got the first seal, which the spring pushes against. That looks like that. And that looks like it's in, it's pretty dry. So that one is going to get replaced. These goes like that, and then pushes against this other seal that's up in there. Now, what I'm going to have to decide is, I don't know if you can see that up in there or not. Yeah, you can see that white ring. So that white ring is a piece of plastic, and then there's a rubber piece around that. So I think that may have to get pushed out from the front after I get the rest of the stuff out. We'll just have to see. So I'm gonna move around and, you know, basically work on the front part now. But the next thing is actually the cutlass bearing. So I'm gonna leave this for now. We'll see how that turns out.